So you have, I don't know if this is still the case, but you have like one of the most successful Patreons of all of the Yugitubers. What would you
Yeah.
say contributed towards that success?
I think it's just the fact that like I started from the ground up with the Patreon. I kind of like balanced my channel around it
Yeah.
so that when I was growing, the content was like directly related to it. I'm not sure how many people know this story because when I first started my channel, I had ads, and then
Uh-huh.
due to a glitch, they thought that I was like botting or something,
Yeah,
and
I
then they
remember that.
removed ads from my channel.
Yeah, for a long time too.
Yeah, for like years. And so when they first removed ads, I was like, okay, well if I'm going to make this my career, then I need to do Patreon. And if I'm going to ask people for money, then I have to have content that's worthy of being donated to.
Yeah.
So I sat down and basically restructured my entire channel to benefit the Patreon, come up with rewards that were beneficial for people who liked the show and wanted to help improve the show and everything.
I was gonna say, you just put a lot more effort into it than like anyone I know.
Yeah, yeah. For a lot, that's another thing too. Is especially when you're small. I feel like,
Yeah.
ironically, the smaller you are, the more rewards you have to offer. And if you
Uh-huh.
can, one of the big things for me early on was physical rewards. I used to do
Yeah, like
like
those
monthly
buttons.
unboxings, and if you donated $5, you could get a card. You'd claim it from the unboxings. And I spent I don't know how many hours sorting through cards and figuring out who got what, and
Yeah.
handwriting addresses to mail them out.
Oh my god, that sounds like such a pain.
It was a nightmare for a while. Not a nightmare, but it just sucks at the end of the month where it's like, okay, and this week I'm going to be mailing things out during all my free time.
Yeah, that stuff is
Uh,
like super time consuming. Because I remember when it was like 1 month where I couldn't pay rent. So I had to sell a whole bunch of cards, of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards on eBay. And a lot
ah,
of them sold really quickly, so I was able to pay rent, no problem. It's just like all of the shipping required in that was just, it was a lot more work than I thought it would be.
it can
So
be a
because of that one
hassle.
month, it's like I can totally get doing that, but I wouldn't want to do that for more than just that 1 month.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned, I almost forgot. I used to give these little like half-inch buttons. I had
Yeah,
a
the
different
buttons.
design every month that you could collect. Have all the collectible buttons. I think there's a couple people who have like all of them, and I don't know if those will ever have any value or anything. I assume you could just remake them.
It's a sentimental value.
Yeah,
They
it's
got
got
them before they were
sentimental.
moved.
There's a lot
Someone in
of
the chat says
hard
they
leg
have them.
related
Kale
stuff.
the God.
Oh yeah, Kale's in chat. Hello there, Kale. Kale was when I started my Patreon. I had three patrons. There was like a $1 patron, a $5 patron, and then Kale joined at like the $35 level.
Dang.
I had a thing where I'm like, yeah, once we get up to $40, we should have enough people that I could do a monthly Patreon hangout. And Kale was like, I want to have the hangout now, so however much more we need to get to that.
Oh my god.
The first
But he's
hangout
been
was
here
just me.
forever.
It was me, Kale, and one other guy. The other guy didn't want to hang out.
Dude, that's great. Because, like, when I
Yeah.
first started my Patreon, like, a long time ago, it was like, I was super needed the money because I didn't have anything. And then I had one guy join at $1, and that was it for, like, a year.
The one patron.
Yeah, just,
No,
just one guy. I don't think he watches the channel anymore.
yeah, most of my older patrons had left. There's a couple earlier ones who really donated way more than I ever was expecting, who really
Hmm.
helped out. Yeah, a lot of people come and go, but I generally have more people join than leave, so I just slowly, like, trickle upwards.
Yeah, in content creation, you always constantly have to be catering to new people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then once you have a couple of whales, they support everyone else. The psychology of getting whales.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, we got way off the topic, but when it comes to the
No, this is on
Patreon,
topic.
yeah, I was just gonna say it's like I said when you're younger or
Oh,
not younger, but when you're smaller, you've got to have those big rewards. And then
yeah.
it was one of those things where when Patreon changed how like addresses were displayed, I
Uh-huh.
used to be able to just get a big list and then like write them all down. And instead they made some stupid weird JavaScript thing where you got to click on every name and it opens a side panel and then click on another thing and it
Oh.
opens up the address. And I'm like, just that alone has made this take 3 times as much time.
Oh my
Everything
god.
has to load. I'm like, I literally can't mail stuff out anymore. It would take too long. And
Oh, so you don't do any mail rewards anymore?
No, I don't offer any mail, and I thought a bunch of people would leave. By that point,
Uh-huh.
most of the people who were there had been like, I've been supporting you for 6 months. Whatever. Just,
That's good.
I'll just stay. I was literally like, I don't think I can give you any reward. And they're like, I like you. I'll give you $5.
Someone in chat says those changes in 2020 June,
Yeah.
and it was heresy.
And throw.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I lost like one or two people, and I gained some more because when I made a message somewhere telling like, oh, I have to change this, and anytime you like apologize for something, at least in my case, like more people
Uh-huh.
are like, look at how honest that guy is. I'm going to support his Patreon.
Yeah. I think it's more of like it's a subtle advertisement for the Patreon in the first place.
Yeah.
They're like, I like him. He mentions this. Might as well.
Yeah, it's just weird to be like, rewards are ending, and people are like, I'll join.
Yeah, you still have those monthly Patreon hangouts and stuff.
Oh yeah, although
Yeah,
that's
you always
like,
do those in the middle of my D&D games. Like I never like join.
sorry. Yeah,
okay.
those are weird. I have
don't
like
blame you for
400
not-
patrons.
Damn.
15 join. Those hangouts are like hardly anyone comes to them, but they're there if you're interested.
Yeah. Oh, I thought there was a 15 people is still a lot. That's enough to like play everything.